Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Kyle here from Bets, bringing you guys another UFC full card breakdown. Sorry we are so late in the week again. Just been super busy moving around, doing everything. It's been the same thing for like the past 3 weeks. Still can't get my mic to work. I'm ordering a new mic right now. Still recording off the laptop. You probably hear it overheating in the background. Like, it's just not good right now. We're in a really weird situation, weird temporary setup. Gonna be moving out of this place in like 2 months, just like literally living here temporarily. And then I'll finally have my like actual setup in a good spot with a proper microphone, a proper camera, like now recording off the laptop, everything like that. So gonna have to bear with me for a little bit. The results are worth it, man. You know, we went up, I think it was like 6 units on regional MMA last week, like up 5 units on the Octagon card. And then Buckley kind of just fucking destroyed everything in the UFC. But I know a lot of people, when I sent out the Buckley line, we got on it super early, like minus 115 odds. A lot of people did not get that line, and I just telling people, don't take Buckley if it's not like the pick'em odds. I don't think Buckley deserves to be a huge favorite. He was like minus 300. I should have just arbed out of it, but I was like pretty confident that he was going to win, so it is what it is. If you didn't take the Buckley bet, we had a phenomenal week in the UFC. But regardless, if you caught the Buckley bet or if not, we still went up money on the weekend. MMA, the regional MMA carried it. We had a good Miranda Maverick ARB spot, and we did a lot of good stuff there. So stay tuned. We got a couple bets posted. PFL bets as well. We have a PFL video dropping, whether I record that right after this or after I'm done with work tonight. We're going to get that done. The PFL video is coming. I might touch on a couple LFA fights. And then we got Octagon next weekend. Excited for that one. And we just got a whole bunch. And Cage Warriors next week as well. Aiden Lee's returning into the cage after fucking us out of some money last time. But as always, top link in the description is going to take you to that free Discord. Come in there, talk about plays. Just dropped like 20 different MLB props. Like there's 6 discounts on the app Chalkboard, like 10 discounts on the app Sleeper, 4 discounts on the app Better. A whole bunch of stuff. I just dropped a ton of baseball props. So hopefully those turn out well for me. And yeah, let's get right into this breakdown. I'm done yapping. I'm going to try not to do too many cuts because I just don't have the time to edit this. But yeah, we're starting off here. We have Hamdi Abdelwahab taking on Muhammad Usman. Now, I don't know how anyone in the world can pick Muhammad Usman to win a fight. This guy is terrible. His best win is like Zach Pauga. And he took the O of Zach Pauga. I don't think Zach Pauga has won since that fight. And right after the Mo Usman fight, the dude made 205 for every other fight. The guy did not belong in heavyweight. His chin, his durability, his body, it was not for heavyweight. He came in like 230 pounds, got knocked out. It is what it is. He's lost so many fights since then. I can't even count that as a win. And I'm watching Mo Usman get boxed up by Thomas Peterson, the fucking wrestler. Pretty much got outboxed on the feet. Thomas Peterson had like 1 minute of control time in that fight, and he just boxed him up, 30-27'd him. And I don't know. That was just such a bad performance. The Hall of Fame horrible performance. And Hamdi, I mean, he didn't do a whole lot better in his last fight against, Jesus Christ, Jamal Pogues. But Jamal Pogues sucks. Glad that dude's out of the UFC. Low-key wish Hamdi and him both got a loss for that fight just because that's how bad of a fight it was. But Hamdi did get the nod, whether you think he won it or not. I mean, it was 29-28, whichever way the fight went. But I think it's going to be more or less the same here. I think Mo Usman dealt with the takedown threat of Thomas Peterson, regardless of the fact that he didn't get the takedowns. I think the threat was there that opened up the hands. Mo Usman is like just a guy who relies on his power. And I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this fight. Nobody's betting this shit. Give me Hamdi by questionable decision. You have Tagir Ulanbekov taking on Azat Maksum. Now Maksum, this guy came in against Charles Johnson the last time out. Sorry, I'm totally blanking on names right now. He came in against Tyson Nam on his debut. Like the old ass Tyson, like 40-year-old Tyson Nam. And he arguably didn't beat him. There's a real argument to be made that he did not win that fight. This dude should be 0-2 in the UFC to some people. Lost to Charles Johnson. Dropped him in the first round, had him in the choke, couldn't finish it, gassed himself out. Charles Johnson kind of grows into the fights. Maxim clearly does not. This guy's kind of round one or bust in my opinion. Like, again, I don't think he really beat... It's hard to say. I don't know if he beat Tyson Nam, man. It really is kind of that simple. Tagir Ulanbekov, this dude, I mean... I don't know what to say about Tagir, man. This guy, he doesn't do anything well, but he just... That's a lie, okay. He doesn't do anything great, but he does everything well. That's what I'm trying to say. He just kind of has a very, very well-rounded game plan that works out for him. Against Tim Elliott, he gave him a little bit of trouble. He got him down a couple times. Tagir popped in the butterfly hook, got right back up to his feet. He wasn't stuck on the ground. Against Clayton Carpenter, he got taken down a few times. Again, got back to his feet, took down Clayton Carpenter. I think that's going to be one of his best aging wins. You guys know I'm a big Clayton Carpenter fan, but I mean, Tim Elliott in that fight, grabbing the cage, grabbing the gloves, he was doing everything he could to win that. That was a veteran performance right there. And I just think Tagir is going to be more well-rounded. He has more ways to win this fight. I think the striking is competitive. I mean, Tagir is going to be... It says they're listed at the same height. I don't think that's correct. I think Tagir is going to be bigger than this guy. I think Tagir is probably going to have a little bit of a reach advantage, if I'm not mistaken here. Apparently, these guys are sizing up the same. I don't necessarily see it that way. You look at Tagir, he's got those lanky-ass arms. But I guess we'll see. Charles Johnson looked a little bit bigger than Maxum, and I don't think Charles Johnson is that much bigger than Tagir. So yeah, give me Tagir. He has more ways to win. Can take it to the ground, win by submission. He can stay on the feet, win by decision. He's not knocking out Azat. Azat might get the first round, but I don't think he's going to have anything for Tagir in rounds 2 and 3. I'm going to go Tagir by a 29-28 decision. Maybe one judge gives it a 30-27. So don't even touch the spread on Maxum. All right, now this fight right here has potential to be one of the funniest fights we've ever seen before. If you guys are unfamiliar with Irina Alekseeva, she's a horrific fighter, garbage fighter. Claudia Saigula, garbage fight. These are two of the worst fighters that are in the promotion currently. And they're both like equally as bad at completely different things. Irina, she seems like she wants to strike, but she's not really good at striking. She came in against Stephanie Egger, was pretty much getting touched up on the feet, and then Stephanie Egger came in for a takedown. Like she got the back, came in, but Alekseeva rolled through it, got a knee bar and popped her knee on like a transition. That was a good performance, whatever. She came in overweight. Next fight out against Melissa Mullins. I mean, Mullins, in that first round, every single jab that Melissa Mullins threw landed and it hit her head. Bonk. Just cracking her head back over and over. She has never moved her head off that center line. It's actually hilarious because like she'll get hit with a 1-2, just clean down the pipe, no movement. And then she'll come back to her stance and she'll bounce around like she's going to move her head. But then the second she even thinks about throwing, right back to the center, like stiff neck, locked in, eats another one. Just horrific striking defense, just not blocking shit. Melissa Mullins wasn't even throwing like hooks, wasn't throwing over, nothing. And then randomly Alekseeva just comes in with her chin wide up in the air, throws a crazy like just bomb down the center back at Mullins as she's throwing and manages to drop her. And I'm like, holy shit, we're in for a fight here. But then Mullins takes it over with the grappling and the 1-2 is just there. Holy shit. I had a voice crack, holy. But the 1-2 is just there all night long. Her striking defense is abysmal. Claudia Saigula has hands. But here's the issue. Claudia Saigula literally has no idea how to grapple. Like, again, we're going to be talking about Melissa Mullins because she's beat both these girls. The second the fight hit the ground, it's like Claudia Saigula just didn't know what to do. Like, she'd never been there before. She's doing a bunch of like modified MMA fights where she can't be taken down because she has hands. Like, her hands actually aren't horrible. I mean, she's going to be lighting up Alekseeva with the 1-2 over and over and over. But if she gets taken down, that's kind of wraps. That's the issue we're facing here. It's like a walking heavy bag versus a walking grappling dummy. Who are you going to take in the fight? We've seen Alekseeva has a little bit of ground game with a knee bar, but she's not like a pressure grappler. She's not like what Melissa Mullins is. She's not going to get Saigula down instantly. I think there's a chance someone gets knocked out here. I think the fight to end via knockout is like plus 400. I actually don't hate that because Alekseeva is so damn hittable and Saigula does have hands. But at the same time, if the fight gets to the ground, Saigula is probably just going to get TKO'd. So that's going to be my bet. Like, fight doesn't go distance, fight ends in knockout, something like that. If you're paying 3-1 for Alekseeva, you just got to hope to God that she comes in as a wrestler. Because if she's striking and she just gets clipped over and over with that 1-2, you're going to be really mad at your ticket. But give me Alekseeva by a TKO on the ground. I think she finally is going to figure it out. Maybe Saigula cracks her early, but like round 3 comes along and Alekseeva figures it out. We have another one, Melissa Mullins again, taking on Daria Zalesniakova. And actually, Melissa Mullins also beat Daria Zalesniakova back in Aries FC. Now, if you're watching that fight, you look at the result, you see Melissa Mullins round 1 KO. I see a lot of people online are just running with that, and they're like, oh, Melissa Mullins is a lock, she's going to do it again. Is she, though? I don't know if she is. I don't know. All the people saying that shit are people who did not actually watch that fight. If you watch that fight, Melissa Mullins was getting the shit kicked out of her. Getting the absolute shit kicked out of her, backed up to the cage. She's getting that 1-2 down the pipe. Melissa Mullins also has bad striking defense. Like, let's not get that twisted. I was making fun of Irina's. Melissa Mullins is pretty close to nearly as bad. Like, she's not really blocking too many punches either. She just kind of got lucky that Irina didn't know how to grapple or block a 1-2 herself. Daria has hands. That's what she's good at. She doesn't throw kicks. I don't think she's even thrown a leg kick in the UFC. I believe when I was looking at her UFC stats page, I was like 0% low kicks. She doesn't really do a whole lot to the body. She's just going to strike and bomb away at your head. She might throw like a hook to the body, but that's about it. She's not targeting the body with kicks, the low kick, anything. She's just literally head hunting. And Melissa Mullins' head is there to be hit. Let's not get that twisted. Melissa Mullins, you're going to see a lot of people telling you that she's just going to come in and take her down. Melissa Mullins needs to take a beating before she remembers she's a grappler. Like, it's a common trend in Melissa Mullins fights where she gets the shit kicked out of her. Like against Irina, she got dropped bad. And then Irina just follows her to the ground and it's like a different fight. Like Melissa Mullins, like instantly sweeping her, instantly getting back up, back to the cage, reversing the clinch. Then she takes her down herself. Like, it's just a whole different world when she remembers that she's a grappler. If she comes into this fight, which she should run forward like Khamzat Chimaev, take down Daria, and that should be the fight. I don't think that's going to be the fight. I think Daria is going to beat the shit out of Mullins again. Mullins is going to end round 1 with a takedown, like exactly the same as the first fight. But if you watch that fight, you know that was an early stoppage. The UFC is not stopping that fight. Aries FC might have stopped that fight. The UFC is not stopping that fight. That was like Edmund Shabazian versus GM3 type ground and pound. That shit's not getting stopped. Are you kidding me? Melissa Mullins is going to have to get a couple takedowns. I think she's going to grind it out to a decision win. I'm going to go 29-28 for Melissa Mullins. Maybe she doesn't do enough in the first round to win the round. But I think in rounds 2 and 3, she's just going to go for the takedowns because she's already been clipped. She's already been woken up. She's already like remembering who she is. So yeah, give me Melissa Mullins by a decision here. I think Daria is garbage on the mat, but kind of like we were predicting the Octagon card, we had Vamola versus Vey 3. I told you guys, like, he got arm triangled. Vamola got the arm triangle in the second fight, like, really easily. I was like, I think it's going to be more of the same. They're going to go to the ground, but Vey's not going to give him the arm triangle. He's going to make it a point to stay safe. Kind of the same thing I'm thinking here. I think Daria's going to make it a point to not get finished again, even if she is being dominated on the ground. She's going to be moving just enough. She's not going to get submitted. I think Melissa Mullins by decision is a sneaky good bet. We have Ismail Nardiev taking on Jung Young Park. And this one right here, I don't know why the odds are not farther apart. I don't think Nardiev's good at all. I mean, Jung Young Park is like really small for this division, but Nardiev's a former 170. Like, he just kind of fits there. Like, there's not going to be too big of a size discrepancy like you see with some of these big 185ers with Park. I mean, this guy just has the UFC experience. He doesn't do anything flashy. We're talking a lot about jabs on this card. This dude right here lives and dies by the jab. He's not throwing anything. You've never seen this guy throw a wheel kick. You've never seen this guy. I don't even think I've seen this guy throw an overhand. He throws his jabs and he throws his low kicks. That's all he does. Horrific terrorist of the sport, boring ass fighter. But it's effective because guys don't know what to do with that. You're waiting for the big. You think he's setting up a big shot? No. He's going to jab you 10 times. He's going to kick your legs a couple times. Maybe he's going to push you to the cage and take you down. Maybe he's just going to keep on jabbing you. What is Nardiev going to do? Nardiev going to slip and rip, counter shot? That's not who Nardiev is. This guy didn't even deserve to come back to the UFC. He's losing. Like, he's on and off outside of the UFC facing regional bums. What is Jung Young Park going to not do to this guy? I think he's going to be able to take him down if he wants to. Are we really picking Nardiev to slip and rip to knock out Park? I don't think so. I can't personally see that. I think Jung Young Park is really damn good at what he does. Like I said, horrific, boring-ass fighter to watch. Like, you probably take a piss break, go take a shit, go get a pizza. Like, you can do a lot of stuff during a Jung Young Park fight and come back and you've missed nothing. Like, the Andre Muniz fight was horrible. We think Nardiev's going to just ride on top. He's going to camp out on Park's back. I don't think so. Muniz is levels above Nardiev in the grappling. We've seen Nardiev face grapplers like Sean Brady. Obviously, Sean Brady's control is probably a little bit better than a guy like Park, but I don't see a world where Park doesn't just take this dude down and hold him there. Yeah, give me Park by decision. He's not going to find the submission. He's not going to do anything flashy, but he's going to do enough to win the fight, in my opinion. So we're going to go Park by decision. We have Seokyeong Ko taking on Oban Elliott. Now, I don't know why people think Oban Elliott's this insane prospect. I think this dude is hot ass. Really pretending this dude wasn't losing to Basil Hafez before finding a knockout in the third round. People are saying, oh, Oban, he looked so good in the Basil Hafez. Dude, he's losing. He's like literally losing to Basil Hafez. We're pretending this guy didn't get dropped in a minute and a half by Val Woodburn. Val Woodburn, the dude throwing hooks with his eyes closed. He clips Oban, drops him bad. Turned Oban into a wet blanket rustler. We're pretending like that didn't happen. Like this dude wasn't scared of Val Woodburn. I don't think Oban Elliott's all that. Just go to like a competitive 29-28 with Preston Parsons. What? We're not just do what Jacoby Smith did to Preston Parsons. That's what a prospect does. That's what an up-and-comer does. Oban Elliott's not this insane. He doesn't have power like that. Jacoby Smith, that's what you should do to Preston Parsons. Not what Oban Elliott did. I know he was an underdog. He wasn't even supposed to win, but that's even more telling. Jacoby Smith came in on like 5 days' notice, and he was like a minus 600 favorite over Preston Parsons. I don't think Oban Elliott's all that. I think this guy's pretty cheeks. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Seokyeong Ko, this dude isn't phenomenal. This guy's been knocked out on the regional scene. So is Oban Elliott by the GOAT, Mikhail Figlak. But, I mean, Seokyeong Ko, I can't pick this guy with confidence just because I don't trust him yet. We see this guy beat up Igor Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti looked like a completely different fighter after the first probably 2.5, 3 minutes. The commentators during his Contender Series fight where he fought Cavalcanti, they made a remark when Cavalcanti was swinging. They told the cameramen on their post to watch out when this guy throws. Not because he's throwing with power, because this guy's like winding up from downtown for his overhands. Like just the most telegraphed strikes you've ever seen before. And Ko just kind of stands back. He's got like a hands down stance. He's going to stay way back, and he's like ducking back to avoid the overhands. He just made Cavalcanti look like a fool. Can you do that to Oban Elliott? Maybe, but there is that chance Oban Elliott just turns into that boring-ass grappler again. Just tries taking him down, but Ko is like a world champ Sambo guy. I can't see that happen. I'm literally picking Seokyeong Ko to win this fight by decision. I think Oban Elliott is chinny. I mean, we've seen this guy drop by Val Woodburn. We've seen him knocked out on the regional scene. I think Ko can get it done by knockout. I'm just picking this guy to win the fight. I think he's a better fighter than Oban Elliott. I don't rate Oban Elliott highly at all. And maybe he can prove it. If Oban Elliott wants to come out here and prove me wrong, I don't think I'm going to bet on Seokyeong Ko. Maybe I'm going to take a shot on the plus 3.5. I do see this one going long. I don't think this fight ends inside distance at all. But I don't think Oban Elliott's this insane prospect. I hate how people are grouping him in with these like high-level prospects. People are like, oh, Oban Elliott ranked opponent when? Yeah, when he gets a good win. Like, what are we talking about here? This guy's best win is Basil Hafez after Basil went life and death with Mickey Gall. Like, Mickey Gall arguably had more success than Oban Elliott in the first 2 rounds against Basil Hafez. Now, I know that's super nitpicky. Like, oh, Oban Elliott chinned him in the third. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying Mickey Gall's better than Oban Elliott. I'm not going there. But all I am saying is that I think Seokyeong Ko has a good chance to win this fight. I'm going to pick him by decision. We have Muhammad Naimov taking on Bogdan Grad. Bogdan Grad should be 0-2 on the Contender Series. I don't think he beat Michael Aswell, and we saw what Michael Aswell was able to do with a guy like Balajioki. Keep it up in the strikes, 100-plus SIG strikes. Same thing with Bogdan Grad, 100-plus SIG strikes in that fight. Michael Aswell's a very exciting fighter to watch. But I just think Naimov is way better than Grad. I don't rate Grad highly at all. A win over Lucas Alexander, the guy just quit on himself. We've been saying that Lucas Alexander doesn't really have the heart of a fighter. I struggle to see what Muhammad Naimov isn't going to do to this guy. What is Bogdan Grad going to take him down? I understand Bogdan Grad's a pretty good grappler. Naimov is a better grappler, in my opinion. We think this guy's like a Felipe Lima? I don't think so. I mean, really? Bogdan Grad, I don't think this guy's going to take down Naimov once. Maybe he gets him down once, but not twice. I think Naimov, you have to say it, Naimov's a guy who's willing to cheat. This guy's willing to do it. I'm willing to bet on a guy who is not afraid to break the rules because everyone knows you get one freebie. If you get fighters that aren't willing to cheat, they don't use their freebie, they're just actively setting themselves back. Until the UFC starts doing something about that, like, it is what it is. Naimov's willing to cheat. Now, I think the Eric Silva fight was a fluke. He like hurt his knee in the first 10 seconds somehow. I think the guy probably had an injury before the fight and just came in to collect a paycheck. But the Nathaniel Wood fight, it kind of slows down when he knows he has a lead. That's the one thing about Naimov is I want to pick him to finish up Bogdangrad because I don't think Bogdangrad's good at all. The dude does have a chin. I think Naimov by decision is probably a good play, but also Muhammad Naimov, when he knows he has the lead, he just kind of coasts. He plays it slow. He plays it safe. Against Con Olfi, he probably could have done a little bit more. He just wanted the win. He's going to win at whatever cost. I think he's a good bet here, and I don't think Bogdangrad has a spot in the UFC. Nazim Sadikov taking on Nicholas Mota. Now, we had Mota as an underdog in his last fight. I thought he was going to get the knockout. Unfortunately, he just won by decision, which is fine. I mean, we just bet the money line. We also had the knockout prop, though, which sucks. But Sadikov, another guy we had as an underdog against Bonfim. Full unit on him there. That was a beautiful bet. And I think Sadikov is the real deal. Now, I'm saying that a little bit as a joke, but kind of serious, because this guy just keeps finding ways to win. He's like down 2 rounds to Evan Elder. He just finds a way to make a cut in like the late second round, I believe. And then the fight has to be stopped. It wasn't even that bad. Like, I've seen worse. The Arena Aldana fight didn't get stopped for a cut, but the Evan Elder one did. I don't know what we're doing with that one. Evan Elder should have won that fight. However, I will say Sadikov has a crimson, iron, steel, titanium chin. I don't think this guy is chinnable. Let's just look right here if you guys can see this. The significant strikes right here. Sadikov is absorbing 5.5 SIG strikes per minute. And from a guy like Mota, that's a little concerning because Mota hits like a truck. But I don't think Sadikov's ever been dropped. This guy's never really been in too much trouble. He just kind of eats everything. His striking defense isn't the best, but he just finds a way to make it work. I think Mota is a little bit overrated. I think this guy can lose in multiple ways. Sadikov, we haven't really seen too much of the grappling, but he can grapple. We know that. Mota can be grappled up. You look at the Trey Ogden fight. Mota can be kind of hit around. He can bounce around. I just don't think Mota's that great of a fighter. He swings with power. He swings with intention. But when you have a guy with a chin like Sadikov, I don't think that's going to be the kind of determining factor. Like in Mota's last fight, we picked him because I knew he just had the power to do it. I don't think Sadikov's chin's going to give up on him now. I think Sadikov has a good way of... he slices people with his kicks, especially. Like that question mark kick against Bonfim, it like sliced the forehead. He throws elbows, they're slicing. He throws his kind of knees, they're sliced. Everything this guy does, he's like trying to... I don't know if he's trying to or if it's just the way his technique works. He causes cuts, he causes damage. That's very good in the eyes of the judges. He's also at home. You got to take that into account. I think Sadikov is about as good as a lot can get. Give me Nazim Sadikov by knockout in probably the first round. We have Tofik Masayev taking on Miktalek Oralbai. You got an Oral boy over here. Now, this guy right here is insane. I don't know what this guy is made out of, but he's a beast, okay? If you haven't seen his last fight against Mateusz Rebecki, watch it. Literally fight of the year candidate. How it didn't win fight of the year, I don't know. Whatever, okay? Insane. His eye is swelled shut in the first round of the fight. He's coming back in the late third round. He's winning. Like, they both 10-8'd each other in some points in this fight. Like, it's an insane fight to watch. I highly recommend. Tofik Masayev, we haven't seen this dude in forever. This guy swings with crazy power. He swings with pop. Like, I don't think Oralbai is going to go away. We just saw this guy's chin, this guy's heart. I think you got to actually kill this guy to get him out of there. Every game I going to pick Tofik Masayev in his debut in his home country. We haven't seen this guy in like 2 years. I don't think it's actually been 2 years, but like almost. He kind of conveniently comes back for a fight in his hometown after 2 years away. Has he been training for this? Does the UFC know they've been going to Baku? The UFC like been planning this in the background? You think if the UFC had been planning this, they'd have more Azerbaijani fighters? I just don't know. I don't think Tofik Masayev is going to have what it takes to get through a guy like Oralbai. I think his power isn't going to be enough. I watched tape. This guy, I forget the fighter's name that submitted him with the triangle. But it was a quick submission. It wasn't like a meticulous setup. He was kind of on the ground for like less than 15 seconds, and he just got put in a sub. I think Oralbai can get a submission here. I'm going to pick him by decision, just kind of a grinding, rustling style. I don't think Musayev is like a pussy. I don't think he's going to quit on himself. I think this guy's going to be there for the full 15, swinging bombs the whole time. I just don't see this guy landing on Oralbai enough to kind of sway the judges or to put him over the edge. Maybe they rob Oralbai, maybe they don't, but I'm going to go with Oralbai by decision. If Curtis Blades taking on Rizvan Cooney of the big Riz. Guys, I'm picking Rizvan. I think Curtis Blades is dog shit. Curtis Blades is like one of the most, like, people talk about this guy like he's something that he's not. Oh, Curtis Blades got the best wrestling in the heavyweight division. He's going to take you down. He's going to maul you. Curtis Blades hasn't shot a takedown in like 4 fucking years. Like, this guy, he doesn't wrestle. He's not a wrestler anymore. He's a striker. Knocking out Dawkins is the worst thing that ever happened to this guy because he thinks he has hands. Why are you standing and trading with Pavlovich? That was like, actually, I almost wanted to stab my own eyes watching that fight. I had a bet on Curtis Blades in that fight. I was like, oh, dude, Pavlovich, this guy's got all the aura, but he could probably be wrestled. I don't know if we could have seen this guy on his back before. What does Curtis Blades do? Just stands in the pocket and trades hooks with him. If you stand in close with Cooney, if you're just going to get elbowed and knee, this guy's a clinch man. This guy's work up close against the cage, everything like that is nasty. You can say whatever you want about his accolades. He hasn't fought anyone. I understand. Everyone that has a name that Curtis Blades has fought besides Jailton Almeida on the fluke. Everyone that has a name besides Jailton Almeida has beat this guy. What are we talking? Curtis Blades doesn't have... His best win is the injury over Tom Aspinall. It doesn't count. The Jailton Almeida one was a total fluke. I don't know. Jailton Almeida's controller disconnected. Bro got stuck in a position. Like, I don't know what happened, but... Rizvan, I think he has the power to put this guy out in the clinch. He's got beautiful elbows, good knees. What is Curtis Blades going to do? Is he going to stand there and trade slow, sloppy hooks with him? Maybe. Maybe Curtis Blades can catch him if they just step into the pocket, stand in the phone booth, and just start swinging at each other. Maybe. I think Rizvan can change levels. Let's not pretend like Curtis Blades has this elite takedown defense. He's got a good get-up game against Jailton Almeida, sure. But Rizvan, he's a lot heavier than Almeida. This guy gets on top of you. He's probably going to, like, put his... No, I'm playing. But I think Rizvan has a better top game than Almeida in terms of, like, being able just to hold someone in place. I know Almeida held Derek Lewis down, but I don't know. I don't see Rizvan, like, chaining together transitions to find a submission on Blades like Almeida could have. I see him more as, like, camping in your half guard, just putting his breasts on your breasts and just kind of hitting you a little bit. That's the way I see Rizvan on the ground. But let's not pretend like this guy isn't dangerous on the feet. I'm going to pick Rizvan by a second-round knockout standing. I think Curtis Blades is going to be trying to trade with him. Rizvan's going to come in, push him to the cage, step in. He's going to be landing elbows against the cage. He's going to drop Curtis Blades to a knee. Maybe he comes in with like a knee to the body while Curtis Blades is on a knee. Something like that. I think Rizvan's going to get him out of there pretty early. I don't rate Curtis Blades highly at all. I think this guy's dog shit. Then we have Rafael Fiziev taking on Ignacio Bahamondes. Now, this fight right here is actually one of the hardest ones for me to predict on this entire card. I'm a huge Bahamondes fan, massive fan. I bet on him as a dog in his last 2 fights. And I'll be honest, I bet on him as a dog in this fight, but I'm getting less and less confident as the days go on about my Ignacio bet. Because Fiziev is good. Saying that Fiziev isn't good is crazy, because Fiziev is really good. Ignacio is younger. He's way bigger. His reach isn't like as crazy as you think it would be, but Ignacio's going to be like more agile from range. I don't know. People are saying Fiziev is going to come in and shoot takedowns on Bahamondes. I don't know when you think Fiziev is wrestling. He took down Gaethje once. He landed in a mounted triangle and just actively chose to give it up. If Fiziev was like working on his ground game, he would have finished Justin Gaethje with that inverted mounted triangle. Like, let's make that very clear. Bahamondes, I think this guy has the ground. This guy has a sneaky good ground game. We're talking about the win over Rong Zhu with the Bravo choke. We're talking about the Jalen Turner. He pulled guard in his last fight, and he did something with it. He's not like Mike Davis, where he's... Mike Davis, don't even get me started on Mike Davis. Where this dude against Farziyam comes in, pulls guard, and just chases a calf slicer for 15 minutes. And then I see this dude coping on TikTok. He's like, good to know calf slicers still work on normal guys. He's like calf slicer and dudes in his gym. Bro, it's not going to work. Give it up and improve your game. Don't go on TikTok bitching that your signature ninja move isn't going to work on everyone. That fight pissed me off. So I had Farziyam as like a 2-1 dog, and that fight still pissed me off. But I bet on Ignacio Bahamondes. I sent it out in the free winnable where I sent out all the bets. I sent that out at plus 155. I think that's a great line on Bahamondes. I would not bet Bahamondes as the favorite here. I think if Fiziev is the dog in your sports book, Fiziev is a good dog. This fight is really, really hard for me to predict because they're both phenomenal strikers. They both have evolving ground games. And I just think it's going to come down to who kind of lands first. Who shoots in first? Who lands the hard shot first? I'm still going to pick Bahamondes, but I'm telling you guys right now, I would not bet Bahamondes as the favorite. I think whoever the dog is has value. This is going to be a firefight. Ignacio says he's ready to die in the cage. He wants to go the full 15. They asked him last time. He said he's going to submit Jalen Turner in the first round. He did that. He said he knocked out Manuel Torres. He submitted Jalen Turner. Now he's ready to beat down Fiziev for 15 minutes. I love that confidence. Fiziev has never really struck me as a guy where I'm like, oh, I want to put all my money on him. He's like, oh, I'm just happy to be fighting. Oh, are you happy to be home? Yeah, I'm pretty happy. He just always seems content with where he's at. He doesn't seem hungry to get to the top. Coming into the Gaethje fight, he's like, yeah, I'm just happy to be back fighting. Like, it is what it is. Happy to get this opportunity. He's never talking to, oh yeah, I'm going to kill Justin Gaethje. I'm going to take his ranking. Bahamondes is like, I don't give a hell. Or he's like, holy shit. Bahamondes in these interviews, he's saying, I don't give a shit about the number. I want his name. I want his reputation. His number doesn't mean anything to me. Bahamondes was wanting to welcome Ilia Topuria to the 155 division. Now, that fight would not have gone very well for Bahamondes, but like he's saying, he doesn't care about the number next to your name. He wants what your name represents, the names that you have on your resume. That's what Bahamondes cares about. He thinks Fiziev has a pretty damn good name on his resume. He's coming to take it. I think Bahamondes is going to get it done by decision. I was kind of leaning Bahamondes by submission earlier in the week, but Fiziev probably is working on his ground game. Bahamondes comes in and pulls guard again. Maybe he's going to work something. Maybe he works like a sweep, like a Sumigashi or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but I think Bahamondes gets this one done by decision. Main event time, we have Jamal Hill taking on Khalil Roundtree Jr. Guys, I'm picking Jamal Hill. I think Khalil Roundtree is horrible. I don't think Khalil Roundtree is a good fighter. I think Khalil Roundtree had one flash in the pan against Alex Pereira. That is the best fight he's ever had. That is not a normal Khalil Roundtree performance. He came into that fight, undeserved title shot, literally nothing to lose. He had absolutely nothing to lose there, so he gave it his all. Flash in the pan. That is never happening again. That performance cannot be replicated no matter how hard he tries. And he still got brutally knocked out. People are glazing this guy. People make this guy a favorite in the fight because he got knocked out by Pereira better than Jamal Hill did. What are we... Dude, am I crazy to say Khalil Roundtree took more damage in the Pereira fight than Jamal Hill did? Jamal Hill just got caught and then ground and pounded a couple times. Khalil Roundtree took like a life-altering beating. This dude had like serious surgeries because of that. I mean, Jamal Hill, he's got the bum knee, whatever. Achilles tendon, I don't know. Let's not pretend like Khalil Roundtree's best career win is in Anthony Smith. Or Anthony Smith was like outstriking him. You want to get real wicked, look at the numbers on that fight. Those numbers should scare you. Because Anthony Smith is landing at a pretty high clip against Khalil Roundtree. This dude got 30-27 in the striking by Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Now, a while ago, I watched the box score. I was kind of like box score watching. I saw 2 takedowns. I figured Mikhail just kind of rustle-fucked him. But then something recently I was thinking about that. It's like, that doesn't sound right. Like, Mikhail is not a rustler. So I watched that fight. Khalil Roundtree had nothing. Mikhail's just standing in the pocket. He's not even moving his head or anything. He's just standing in the pocket, and Khalil Roundtree's got his guard up here, his little high tie guard. Mikhail's just ripping body shots over and over. He's going body hit, like over and over. Khalil Roundtree had no answer. This guy, the reason Yuri had so much success against Jamal Hill is because this guy gets his head off the center line. And you can even see it in the finishing sequence. Yuri ducks to the side, then he comes back with a hook up top. While Jamal Hill's overextended. People are saying Jamal Hill looked the worst he ever has. That's because Yuri had the head movement. Yuri looked phenomenal in that fight and made Jamal Hill overextend. The reason Jamal Hill's overextending so much is because of the power behind his shots. If this guy lands, he puts you out. Look at Johnny Walker, man. Oh yeah, Johnny Walker that flatlined Khalil Roundtree. Whatever. Khalil Roundtree, let's look at his last 3 wins, dude. Chris Dawkins. Whew, that's a killer right there. Robbery over Dustin Jacoby, not even counting that as a win. He did not win that fight. That fight, Dustin Jacoby won. Carl Roberson, dude. This guy beats people up like they owe him money, man. Carl Roberson, who had been finished like 3 fights in a row, was on a 4-fight finish-loss streak at the end of his UFC run. Man, that's a sick win, dude, over 9-4 Carl Roberson. Oh, killer. Absolute killer right there. Oh, don't talk about Modestas Bukauskas, dude. Oh man, Modestas is like came back to the UFC. He robbed Jan Cutelaba. He fought the worst fighter the 205 division has ever seen in the UFC, and Rafael Cachoeira. He beat Marcin Prachnio. That's a decent win. Oh yeah, Marcin Prachnio. I think he 30-27 Khalil Roundtree. Dynamic strikers are going to beat down Khalil. Same way Dustin Jacoby did. He just got robbed. Then a knockout loss to Cutelaba on the ground. And then you're like looking at all these, you're like, oh, well, dude, he went to Thailand though. He went to Thailand. He learned how to strike. Like, these are all after. These are all after he went to Thailand, and Joe Rogan's magical little orgasmic speech about how he beat down Eric Anders, how he came back with a sick Muay Thai style. Okay, he beat Eric Anders, then he got knocked out by Ion Cutelaba, lost to Marcin Prachnio. This guy sucks. I'm being frank. This guy sucks. I don't think Khalil Roundtree's good. I think his performance against Pereira was a one-off. It will never happen again. I think Jamal Hill is going to pretty much do whatever he wants here. This is the easiest fight Jamal Hill's had in a while. Losses to Yuri and Pereira are not bad. He showed against Glover when your opponent's just a standing punching bag. He can light up the stat sheet. Khalil Roundtree is nothing more than a standing punching bag to me. I mean, if we really want to get into it, Khalil Roundtree's got his high guard. He's not like a counter striker. He's going to block and then he's going to throw a leg kick. Maybe he can work the leg kicks against Jamal Hill. I don't think it's going to matter. Jamal Hill is just going to keep on battering those forearms until he can't hold them up anymore. And then it's going to be lights out from there. I don't know why why the odds are the way they are. I don't know. In my opinion, this is like Jamal Hill's easiest fight in a while. Now, I do want to say, I hate Jamal Hill. I don't like Jamal Hill. I'd be okay with seeing Jamal Hill get knocked out. Whoever loses this fight, I just hope they get knocked out brutally. I hate both these guys with a passion. Yuri just styling on Jamal Hill proves that for a fact the only reason Jamal Hill ever touched the belt is because Yuri got injured. Because if you guys remember, Yuri got injured, pulled out of the Glover rematch, and then Magomed Ankalaev was like offered the shot, but then Glover said he wouldn't fight Magomed on short notice. He would only fight Jan Blachowicz. But then something happened there. And then Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev just ended up going for the vacant belt. They ended in a draw. So then Glover got the shot against Jamal Hill, who was like ranked 7, coming off a win against Thiago Santos. Super, super messy situation. And basically Jamal Hill didn't deserve the shot. He wouldn't have gotten the belt if Yuri was still there. That's objectively been proven by the fact that Yuri styled on him. And I'm done complaining about this, man. I think Jamal Hill is garbage. I just think Khalil Roundtree's worse. I think Jamal Hill probably gets him out of there in like rounds 4 or 5. If not, he just wins like a dominant decision, like a 49-46 type decision. I think like the 5th round has a potential to be a 10-8 for Jamal Hill. He showed insane endurance in the Glover fight, even dealt with some grappling attacks too. I just don't think Khalil Roundtree is built for this shit. I think Jamal Hill's going to beat him however he wants. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, let me know your locks for the card. Keep an eye out for that locks video coming tomorrow. PFL video probably coming tonight. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one, man. Remember, this is not financial advice, all right? Just a guy giving you my fight picks. If you want to see what I'm doing with my money, you can check that out. But again, not financial advice. If you don't have the money to gamble, don't be gambling. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace out.